We haven't done a comments video in a while. Been preoccupied with staying up. So let's get into these comments and what have you got for us today?
All right, we'll start off with Irregular Gamer. Says, agree the owners/board got lucky, but to their credit, they got De Zerbi in on time. But the same questions remain. Which players are we going to get that De Zerbi wants? Are they going to want to come here? Of the players that De Zerbi has eyed or aren't good enough, which ones are going to be wanted by other clubs, plus that aren't rivals? Are they going to watch? Are they going to pay what the club want? Are we going to change this club-led data recruitment policy? Because it may get the best players for a given position, but it sure sucks at getting which ones can actually play as a team. So a few questions there. Irregular Gamer has. I'll take it one by one. Which players are we going to get that De Zerbi wants? Are they going to want to come here? I think the first question is something that's on everyone's lips.
Yeah, I don't even know if we're bringing in players for De Zerbi or we're just bringing these club signings, because we're linked to the exact same players as we were pre-De Zerbi and as we are post-De Zerbi. So that does worry me a lot in terms of the transfer business that we're looking to do this summer. So I don't even know if we're bringing in... Look, I doubt De Zerbi said no to any of them. They've probably said, you know, and he says, yeah, all right. But are they specifically players for De Zerbi? I don't think so.
Does it mean they can't be players that De Zerbi can work with?
No, of course not. They can, but they might not be.
They might not be, and that's the risk. Of the players that De Zerbi thinks aren't good enough, who be wanted by other clubs that aren't rivals, and who's going to pay? It's a good point. Are we going to be able to sell some of the players for the prices that we want to the clubs that are not rivals? It's always a big problem with Premier League teams, isn't it?
I think they're banking on getting big bucks for Romero, and they might not get it. They might not get it. You know, we heard last year the only club willing to buy him was Atletico, and they only wanted to spend 30 million. So are they going to want to spend more than that this summer? Like, who's going to spend the money that we actually value him at? And we value him at probably a lot more than like 50 million.
I reckon we'll be willing to take about 50 million this summer.
I don't think anyone comes in for 50 million.
Yeah, I don't know whether Atletico or Barca do. One of those teams.
Barca are just spending 70 million on Anthony Gordon. They're not spending another 50 million on Romero, I'll tell you that.
They might do. Apparently they're spending 100 million on Alvarez.
Well, there you go.
Well, they got money from somewhere.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Are we going to change this data-led recruitment policy?
We need to, because it's not the right data we're looking at.
It's gone to shit ever since we announced we're going data-led. The recruitment has been awful.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem with the data-led approach sometimes as well is sometimes maybe there's a player that can improve you, but the data, doesn't conclude with that. And so if the data says, well, none of these players that can improve you are available, well, then you end up with nowhere, and you end up not signing. Whereas Harry Redknapp or someone would maybe take a cheeky punt on someone.
Yeah, but you've got to learn how to use the data correctly and get the right people using the data. I'm not sure if we've done that.
Also a good point. Thomas Hobbs says, what do Savinho... Thomas Hobbs. He says, what do Savinho, Kudus, Kulu, Odebear, Tell, Moani all have in common? They don't score goals. Please don't make the same mistake as last season. We need to add goals to this team.
That's what I've been saying. We need players that can come in and score goals. We don't have any goal scorers. Any. Literally.
I mean, but before, scoring goals wasn't the main issue when we did have an attacking manager.
Yeah, first of all, we had Son.
We had Son, but in his second season, he wasn't scoring that much.
Still got our most goal contributions.
In all competitions, but in the Prem, he got 11. Look, yeah, we had Son. Okay.
Yeah, we had Son and Brennan Johnson.
He wasn't the only one scoring.
Son and Brennan Johnson got the lion's share of everything.
And we were creating more chances and scoring more goals. That was it. Well, I think...
We had more quality.
So Johnson's more quality.
He knows how to put the ball in the back of the net.
But is he a better player than some of the players he mentioned?
It's not about being a better player. It's about knowing how to score goals.
I think these players can score more goals. I just think we needed a better manager. I needed a manager who's going to create more chances for these players. Better system.
There's no proof to suggest that.
Yeah, when we have more attacking managers, it was because Brennan didn't score as much, did he?
He barely played.
Exactly. Well, when he did, he wasn't scoring as much.
Well, he scored his first 2 games of the season and then barely played after that.
So you're saying if he would have played, he would have scored the same rate?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe not the same rate as what Ange had him at. Definitely no, not the same rate at all. But he would have scored. Probably scored more than what we were scoring.
I just think we need more quality. I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying a lot of these players are judged very harshly because of this period that we've been through. I think they're a lot better than they've shown in front of goal. I think they'll score more goals. I'm confident of that. Obviously, we do need more proven quality. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I don't believe none of these players can score. I just don't believe that.
They can score, but can they score enough that we need? That's what I'm saying.
Not every player needs to score 10 goals, but we need a couple of them. Look at Arsenal. Not every far forward player scored loads of goals. They had Gyökeres. Mm-hmm. But who else?
But they're able to share it around a lot. We're not.
Yeah, so maybe we need to do that a bit more. Well, I mean, we did. We had Van Romero and Van der
Well, the only players scoring for us were defenders.
Yeah.
Our midfielders didn't score any goals.
Yeah.
Our right winger didn't score any goals. Our left winger didn't score any goals. Our striker didn't score any goals. It was just Van der Ven and Romero.
Yeah, because of how we were set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
But even when we were set up in an attacking team, like it was still just the bulk of it was all Sonny and Brennan. And we know they can score.
I actually think Solanke had a pretty good goals ratio when he was under Ange.
What was his...
I think he got 16 goals, didn't he?
9 goals, 3 assists in 27 games.
Yeah, in 27 games, 1 in 3. I mean, still, he was injured quite a bit, but in all competitions he got 16. Wasn't terrible.
How many of them were against Europa League farmers?
Got one against Bodo, got one against Frankfurt. Can't remember who else. Off the top of my head. RZ, he got one. Haas604 says multiple managers have said the biggest issue at Spurs is weak mentality, and yet when we have a chance to sign a mentality monster like Robertson who has actual leadership and winning experience, we turn our noses at him. Seriously, Spurs players need someone to set high standards in the dressing room and give some guidance to our players. Robertson would be perfect.
Yeah, I do agree with that to a certain extent. I think behind the scenes he'll be sensational for us. And I think that's the key selling point with Robertson. What he gives you off the pitch, I think is probably more than what he gives you on the pitch.
Yeah. Well, he's still a pretty good left back as well on the pitch. It'll be interesting to see. I think he starts off the season. Well, depending on how they do in the World Cup, I predict he probably starts off the season as our first choice left back.
You reckon?
Yeah. I reckon he's a better player right now still than Udogie. That's the truth.
You weren't saying that yesterday.
What?
That he's a better player than Udogie.
He is of course he's a better player. It's just about whether
he was a better player.
No, he is a better player. It's just whether he has the energy.
I think
anymore.
your mind has been swayed by a conversation that you had today.
I always said he was better going forward.
No, before you were saying Udogie was going to be our first choice.
Well, I don't think he will. I think Robertson will be. I think he will be. I think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. He's come here on promise, or not promises, but he's probably been told you've come here to play, not to play second fiddle to anyone. I do think playing 1 game a week, he's probably a better player than Udogie. The problem with Robertson is how much he's declined physically. Now, speaking to Chris, he doesn't think if he plays 1 game a week, he has declined that much. The problem is when he plays more than that, which is what I thought. And so if he's playing 1 game a week, he is obviously a better left back than Udogie. There's no question about that. Definitely going forward. I think Udogie has some things over him, like I think one-on-one defending potentially and speed like that. But when it comes to just a general player, there's no doubt about it. Robertson's a better player when they're at their best.
Yeah, but the whole point is he's past his best.
he's past his best, but he's not declined so much that he's still not as good, still not better than someone like a Doggy. Not to say a Doggy's bad, but I'm saying he was, when we're saying at his best is literally up there with like Ashley Cole as one of the best fullbacks ever in the Premier League. So a slight decline on that is still a top fullback, you know what I mean? But when he plays more than one game a week, then you get a bit of issues.
I think at times he put in really good performances last season, but still, I don't think anyone was calling him one of the leading left backs in the Premier League last season.
No. No. But then again, Liverpool had lots of trouble as well.
And the year before as well, to be fair.
Year before. I can't remember the year before. But Liverpool have had a lot of... when they won the league, he wasn't good?
I mean, they went straight away and signed Kirkes, didn't they?
Yeah, because you have to start looking at the future.
But they signed Kirkes to start.
But I think, yeah. I think, Kirkes did start the season, didn't he? Woodruff says the comment about going stronger, but this is De Zerbi, says next season is surely about how he messages ideas and feedback to players. This season he was gentle with the players to pick them up. Next season he is saying he'll be tougher with them. That's how I understood it. Hopefully that won't backfire. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's gonna. I don't think these players are going to have had a pre-season like they're going to have this season with De Zerbi. He's going to be so intense. He's going to
do you remember Conte's first pre-season? God, they were dying. Do you remember? He made them do those laps.
Yeah, oh my God, they were puking on the pitch and everything.
Yeah, I think you might see something similar.
Yeah, I think De Zerbi's going to really get into them.
Because I saw someone talking about it. Was it Kevin Prince Boateng or someone talking about De Zerbi's training, saying it's just like the toughest training you can go through.
Yeah. He's a very, very intense character. And I think as well, because he's given them a little bit, but hasn't fully drilled into them, he's going to know what who to trust, and he's going to go right into 100, going 100 this summer, I think. Davey Funk says, completely agree with Sim's views about being called Spursy. About the club being called Spursy to sum up this season. The hierarchy of no plan for the club, and they hired whoever was available as a manager. The only policy they've had is this farcical transfer policy where they make club buys who don't feature and get loaned out. A football club should look for a manager that fits the philosophy of a club and build around that. Support the manager and invest in players that will give that will get the game time. For the ownership to use Spursy as a term is scapegoating and looking to take attention away from their failures at running a football club.
Yeah, probably spot on, to be honest. Probably spot on. Apart from agreeing with Sim, no one should ever do that. But everything else he said, I think is spot on. It is a bit mad to me that De Zerbi's come in from a Thomas Frank era. They're polar opposites manager, but the transfer targets are the same.
Yeah, something smells funny. You know what I mean?
Doesn't make sense.
Something's a bit off with that. I hope it's just I don't know. God, I hope something.
How does that make sense? How are transfer targets the same for Thomas Frank and for De Zerbi?
Doesn't make sense. They're all club signings.
You know what I mean? It's the same bullshit every summer. Same bullshit. And it's fine. I'm happy bringing in these players, and I'm happy to get players over the line, but I just don't think the planning is right at this football club. It hasn't been for a long time, and there's no sign of that changing.
Big Q says Porro gets too much hate for a player that actually shows passion. Unlike most of our other players, he's always fit and he's always available.
That's true. He's probably the only one in the whole team that's been just fit and available for the past 2-3 years.
Yeah, and if he has a bad game, everyone just goes in on him so hard all the time.
Pedro Porro is a warrior. He really is a warrior. He's a warrior with unbelievable technical ability, probably the best technician that we've got. If Man City get him, then that's really bad news for us, particularly with De Zerbi and the way we want to play. You know, our build-up from that area of the pitch will be non-existent if we sell Porro.
Obviously, depending who we sign to replace him, but
We're not going to sign someone of the technical ability of Porro.
it's too hard to find. We've done very well to have him here. I think we should fight tooth and nail to keep him. DJ,
You never know. Maybe we can get Trent.
well, it could be available. DJ Nace says, Doggy, Robertson, Van der Ven, Hesse, Vuskovic, Danso, Porro, Spence. Great depth with a balance of experience and youth. 4 left-footers and 4 right-footers as well.
Yeah, it is very balanced, that back line. I like it. I like it a lot.
And it's refreshing to have done potentially all our business on one area of the pitch before the season's even started.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time we've ever done that. And got players we actually need. We've been crying out for these players for so long. A left back and a left centre back. How many transfer windows have we gone into saying
literally.
we need left back, we need left centre back, and then some other bullshit happens and other positions become more of a priority. So it's great to get it done before the window even begins.
Palk Kid says, I think De Zerbi means 10 to 12 of the players he had available, which is why he didn't need to change too much. So long-term injured players like Kudus, Xavi, Kulusevski, Odobert don't count. So I think he was talking about Kinski, Van der Ven, Danso, Porro, Udogi, Spence, Bentacle, Paulinia, Gallagher, Madison, Gray, and Bergvall. So he's saying it wasn't necessarily 10 to 12 players he trusted within the squad, but he just said that he only had 10 to 12 players available who he could play, who were good enough.
Yeah, I think he might be right, It makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense. We did a whole video. Sorry about that, guys. You go watch it, though. The players that we think he trusts.
20,000 views later. Thank you very much.
Maybe a bit of a misunderstanding there with De Zerbi. Maybe.
That's 100% spot on.
Yeah, I think he's spot on there. The McLaughlin crew, I think, did I pronounce that correctly?
McLaughlin crew.
McLaughlin. With Paulinia, ideally, you'd probably upgrade him, but for me, you want players that bleed white, and his passion and commitment kept us in the league. I want players like that around the team. He saved us. He earned a contract and a payday, in my opinion. I want us to bring him in, 2-year contract.
Agreed. I love Paulinia. They say never fall in love with loan players. I think I've fallen in love with João Paulinia. It's not even the goal. It is the passion and the energy that he brings to the team. And he was here on loan, and he was like the most passionate one. It's
That's
crazy.
just the mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not going to the World Cup, so I wonder if we are going to.
Oh, is he not? Did he not get called
I don't
up?
think he got called up.
Really? He's been in every squad.
Unless it was a fake squad I saw. I believe he wasn't. All right, chat. He didn't get called up. Unless I saw a fake squad. You know
I haven't seen the Portuguese squad.
There's been a
yet.
lot of fake squads going around, so it might not be. It might have been a fake squad, but did he get called up?
I'll tell you if it's. I don't think they've announced it yet.
Maybe they didn't announce it.
Nah, Portugal haven't announced it yet.
Bit late, isn't it? All right, so I probably saw a fake squad. There's been a lot of fake squads going around. If he doesn't, then it'll be interesting to see when that deal could be wrapped up. It could be wrapped up very soon. I wonder if they wait till after the World Cup to decide anything, if he is going.
I don't know. I think that...
Someone said he didn't get called up.
He didn't? He saw the same tweet as you.
Bot called up. Yeah, go on, what are you going to say?
I was saying, we know what De Zerbi wants. So I think they're going to try and get it done as soon as possible. I think maybe the negotiation, they're going to probably negotiate a fee down with Bayern Munich. But I think they're going to try and bring him in.
Romano tweeted it, someone says. I don't know, we'll do some research. Hydro says, we need to go all in on Bergvall. He is 1 year off being homegrown at the club, with this being the final year.
Oh, you're right. Wait. He did tweet it. Romano did tweet the Portugal squad, and he's not in it.
So he's not. Yeah, there you go. So he's not in the World
he's
Cup.
not in it. Yeah. They've gone for Samu Costa, Ruben Neves, Vitinha, João Neves, Bruno Fernandes, and Bernardo Silva.
It's tough getting that, to be fair. All technicians.
There's no, that squad is calling out for a João Paulinia.
So he's not going to the World Cup. That means that deal should be done pretty quickly then, you would think, if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think it will do. I think that's the next one.
Hydro5205 says, we need to go all in on Bergvall. He is 1 year off being homegrown at the club, with this being the final year of him being able to obtain that.
Yeah, I think that homegrown thing's massive. It's massive. Him and Archie Gray. We need to keep them. Is there any more? Is Pape?
I guess Pape should be this year, shouldn't he?
But Pape, I think Pape might have signed a bit too late to be...
Oh, he can't become it at all, you're saying?
Yeah, potentially. But anyway, I think anyone that we can get into that homegrown category, it's just so valuable to us. We saw last season how much it can hurt your season. So, yeah, you got to keep him at the club. You have to.
Basically, anyone who signed at 18 can do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know who else we've signed at 18 apart from those two.
No one. Don't think anyone.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone. All right. That's it.
All right. Big up to yourselves.